Hello, American Dream Live. Happy September. It's the first broadcast in September, coming to a different season. And as I had mentioned, I wasn't sure where the last Short Sweet message, if it will be some continuation or we will just have a pause, because that was actually the theme or topic of the message there. And again, I apologizing for not giving a bit more ahead notice. I wasn't putting too much to it to actually keep asking for those specific word or what supporting words will actually supposed to go with the message. And I thought, well, let's just be there. And all of a sudden this morning, there was something that was happening around people pleasing. And because the usually what I'm sharing here on that platform is how to be and in a more positive, empowering way. So that's the reason I decided to be kind of on the opposite side of that power, of the people pleasing, of having power or be power before having it, because it's a lot of it, like I had mentioned in a preview, many times it's miscommunicated and misjudged that when you have the power, it means that you have a force, and it's not good. So trying to get a better wrap up for the power, and what I mean by that, to be opposite of that people pleasing and more of a personal power that you have. And so before I go there, I already keep exploring around the topic and how the whole thing came about. Just a quick reminder what the community is about: American Dream Live, how to grow your beliefs and become a united human being. And why it's so important? Well, because some like this word, and some that you possibly got used to being a people pleaser and not understanding that actually it's something that became the habit, something that potentially to avoid some conflicts, to so you somehow feeling that that power is not something you should have, because it's not something that you were taught to do, and you keep avoiding and miscommunicating of who you actually should be. So that's it. It's a good topic to explore, and to empower you that you actually can have the power and be power before you have the power, and to reflect actually. And instead of sharing some supporting questions around that, I would like you to reflect more, because it's very important topic. It's a very ingrained in a lot of us. I have those situations as well growing up, reprogramming of that people pleasing, and parents saying no and no and no, and the kids, how the little kids saying no to the parents, until somehow parents overpower them. And maybe that's actually when it starts, that the kid finally keep growing up in that environment, that parent have the power over the kid. And many times it's done in, sometimes not even aware of, more forceful way to give in to not have that power. And then it's going to formative years, and going, there's different environments that still it's harder and harder to have the voice. And finally you become adults, and you're supposed to figure it out who you want to be, and start using your power. And by that time, you actually sometimes very confused of who you are as a human being. And if you and question that, am I really have any power in anything? So it's become a challenge, and I'm not alone, you're not alone with it. It's kind of the system environment that is shaping that. So transforming that, of being that power into more positive, is start discovering what power means to you, and in a more positive way. Maybe start exploring with first to have that awareness what you're thinking, because maybe you are actually thinking that what that power means to you is the force. So to get that out of the way, and after you somehow start being aware of it, that that's kind of the case, explore when, okay, now I know that I was thinking kind of subconscious out of the habit that power is the force. So what it really means to me when I actually would be stepping to my personal power, and how that will look like for me. So exploring on that, and potentially also healing some of what was going on. Maybe recall who actually told you about the power, that it's not okay to have the power, and healing some of that connection, and seeing, because many times that might be also emotionally charged, that especially around that person you feel like powerless, and you don't feel that you have enough courage to stand up to that person. And healing something for you, actually, if you're not ready, it starts with you to somehow explore that, and having awareness who affected you possibly the most, and do some potential forgiving exercise to let go of that emotional charge and clear some of that energies for yourself. If you at some point ready to forgive that person, and you can actually, but first yourself, because many times that's what kind of holding you back. You're still holding supposedly against that person, but probably even more against yourself, that you keep allowing for that person to take over your power. So when you in that space of forgiving yourself, then you let go of that energy, and will be easier to forgive that person. And if I get to the point that you possibly have an opportunity, meet with that person and have that conversation, open, clearing conversation. But if not, maybe writing a letter, or maybe just spending some time alone, and communicating that in without the other person, that you letting go and forgiving that person. So hello, whoever joined. So we've been discussing about the how to be power, and this time it's more of a reflective questions that I'm bringing to get deeper, because that's many times miscommunicated. It's a very powerful thing, that it's turn off that power because of the programming and what we subconsciously think that the power is. So we on the second question of who somehow keep telling you that you cannot have the power. And finally, when you start discovering forgiving yourself, forgiving the other person, you can actually go and explore why you continue to actually thinking of power as a force, and what can you start turning around, shifting in your experiences, that you have a different understanding, and putting more into practice what you discover with what being power means to you in a positive way, how it looks like for you, experience and explore on that, then forgiving the person that potentially turned that around for you, and then asking that why question might open also to remove some of the limitation that you experiencing of keep giving away that power that you have, and being somebody else instead of being yourself. So that's the message, and thank you so much for joining live, whoever you are. For some reason I can just see that somebody is here, and thank you. Feel free to share what resonates with the message in the comment section if you are checking on YouTube, or on the Facebook group, private Facebook group community, American Dream Life. It's a private one, so you are invited if you're checking from the YouTube. There is a link on the YouTube channel to that Facebook group community. There is more content there. YouTube channel is usually just on a weekly basis live, and it seems like Journey for Now continues in the morning on Thursdays. And if you're checking from the YouTube channel, you can hit subscribe button to be notified when I'm coming live. I usually try to somehow pre-schedule. There are a couple of weeks lately I wasn't sure which direction it will be taking, and I didn't want to also want to come from more powerful and empowering state to see if it's something that I have a message to share, and it felt that way. So decided to show up here and share that message, and hopefully it's landing and gives some value that you can explore. So I will stay tuned to see how things will be developing this month and in the near future. And at this point, sending you so much love, joy, and peace, and see you around. Take care.